G'day guys, welcome back. Little experiment from me today. Going back to my glue and water. 65% craft glue, 35% water. That's all that's in that bottle there. And my last pours that I did with the glue and water, my red ones, I really wasn't that happy with the cells, the shape of the cells. And I have put it down to, well, I'm thinking it's because I used metallics in it, the metallic silver. So I'm going to do another one just on a little card here, my ones that I use for experimenting, because sometimes I don't want to do a big canvas and waste a big canvas and a lot of paint, so I just use these. It's just a thick card. I write on the back what I've done so that I can remember for later. I just get these from eBay. You can get them from Amazon. If you're in my Facebook group, Australian Acrylic Pouring, there's links on there where to get them from. Just search card, that'll come up. So it's a thick card, it doesn't warp. You can hang them up, you can make placemats out of them. You would have seen me make placemats out of them recently. This is 30 by 40 centimetre or 12 by 16 inch. So I have got black and a pink and a white and a purple and a aqua. So in here I've got, as I said, I've got my pouring medium, 65% glue to 35% water, and then I've got 50-50 pouring medium to paint. So I've got 50 grams of pouring medium to 50 grams of paint, so it's 1 to 1. So 100 grams in each. And I'm going to use the Spot On Treadmill silicone oil, 100% silicone oil. And so I've got 100 grams. I think I'm just going to put 3 drops in each, except the black. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lovely bright pink. I think it'll look nice with the black. I've got a few dogs wandering around in here today. I want it to come in. I'm going to give it a good stir because this paint is really quite thick, being 1 to 1, pouring medium to paint. It's quite thick, so it can handle being stirred in well. And I do want lots of little cells because I want them to be able to grow when I stretch them. Got a lot of bubbles in there. I made these up about an hour ago, but I've still got lots of bubbles in there. But right, I'm just going to go with it. So let's, and as usual, I like to alternate my colours, usually a dark against a light. The white I've kept away from the black. I don't mind if I get a light pink and a light purple, that's okay. And then the aqua here is going to go next to the black again. So I'm just going to do 2 cups. It's quite thick. I'll show you the consistency in a minute. I'll show you on the pink maybe. It leaves a mound on a mound on a mound before it disappears. So that's it there. Some pink. Don't pink and black look pretty together, eh? Gorgeous colours. And then the white. If you find that when you're drizzling paint in like this, if you find that it's dropping down, it's too thin. And if your paint is too thin, your cells are going to be wobbly and lose their nice round shape. So that's one reason why your cell shape might not be how you want it, if your paint is too thin. So if you're doing this, the paint's falling through, for this particular technique, for the flip cups, it's too thin. Someone said to me the other day on YouTube, how do you make your paint thicker? And then I thought, well, you can't obviously make the paint that's in the container thicker, but you can add less pouring medium, can't you? So I thought that's a bit of a strange question. But if you're a newbie and you just don't understand pouring mediums, I guess it makes perfect sense to that person. How do you make your paints thicker? How do you make them thinner? It's just alternating or changing up your pouring medium. Adding more to make your paint thinner, adding less to make your paint thicker. So I'm going to have enough for 3 layers here. Do you remember my first one I did with glue and water when I had those really, really spectacular cells? I'm going to go for that again. The ones that I've done after that, I think I've had too much paint on my surface. If you've got too much paint, again, the paint in the middle of your canvas here, it can't stretch, so it ends up sort of squishing together. Your cells will elongate because that middle section of your surface can't stretch out. So even though you need a lot of paint for this technique, too much paint also won't work. So just be aware of that. You have to have enough room to stretch your paint out. And I think that's another problem that I had when I did my red pours. I had too much paint. I didn't measure like I normally do and say, okay, I need 500 grams or I need 600 grams. I just sort of winged it. Winged it? Wung it. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't work. Probably because I had too much paint, probably because I had a metallic, whole lot of reasons. I wasn't happy with those 2 red pours that I did. And I know a lot of people did like them, but for me they were just too busy. I had too many cells. I lost all my background. All right, let's finish these off. So each cup has got, as I said, 100 grams of mixed paint, so 50 grams of pouring medium and 50 grams of paint, which gives me, by 5 colours, 500 grams for this size. It doesn't have any edges, so I don't need to have the extra paint to cover my sides. So that's why I've gone to 500 grams instead of my 600 that I would normally go for this size, but it's not a canvas, so it doesn't have the edges. If I then jump up to my 30 by 60 centimeters, which is 12 by 24 inches, I need 800 grams of mixed paint in that size. I'm going to put all the purple in this one, and then I'm going to put all the aqua in the other one, rather than just a little bit of each. And then we're ready. And when I did my first glue and water one as well, I had a better result because when I did that one, I just tipped the cups and let the paint flow out. I didn't drag them. So I'm going to do that with this one again, because I did get the best result from that, and I'm just seeing if I can replicate that. All right, that's all my paint. Wipe my hands. So I'm going to flip them over and let them sit there for a minute. I've got some little cells popping up in there, which is a good sign. So hopefully I won't have too much paint. I'm just going to flip them over, wait. Hopefully there'll be some cells popping up. If the cells don't pop up straight away, it's usually an indication that my mix is too thick. So I do need cells to pop up straight away. Right, colours. Peacock, which is just a pale aqua, and purple. Using all these lovely bright colours today. Well, this is a pink that I made myself. It's basically just magenta and white to make that one, which I need to make some more. I've run out. And then black and white. Look how grubby these are looking. I use these containers over and over. I just fill them up. I buy the big 2-litre bottles and I fill them up, these containers up when they are empty. Right, I've got my heat gun ready to go. This I get from Bunnings. Has a little switch here on the side that I can turn, and I just push that and it stays on. These replacement ones you can get at the camping section in Bunnings. Okay, let's do this. Have I got enough black? I probably haven't got enough black, but anyway, let's see. It's just an experiment. And I'm just going to basically flip that over. This one I think I'll do the other way. Put a bit of paint on my corners. Don't run off. I need to. Just fill in these edges. I'm not going to pull the paint down. I'm just going to plop it there on the edges, like so. That's a bit messy there where I probably should have just flipped it and left it, but I kind of moved it, so that's a bit messy, but I can tilt that off. So cells popping up straight away, which is usually a really good indication that my mix is a good thickness, a good consistency. If they weren't popping up on their own, I'd be worried. I'd be thinking it's too thick. Right, so we've got this guy here. Don't like you. You need to go. Get rid of him. Get rid of him now while you can. Right, let's torch. Up high. Don't want to get it too hot. Around in circles. Oh, this thing gives me a fright. As I swirl it, the butane swirls around and for some reason it flames. Now I'm just going to give that a second. See, that bit there obviously got more heat. I can see some bubbles which I need to pop. Where's my little guy? Let's go do my little guy here. I think the big boy is a bit big for my little card. Get my corners. Oh, there's already cells in that one. Okay, let's see how that's going. So lots of little cells coming up, which is fine. Oh, those are pretty, the pink and black. I want the little cells to pop up like this because those are the ones I can stretch out. And I'm not going to torch anymore because there's plenty there. I could always torch again afterwards. I'd rather have a few less cells and more background. That's what happened when I did my red one as well. I ended up having just cells everywhere. I had no background at all. So let's go slowly. I'm going to get a little stick to help with my sides if I need to. Might do that first because it's got some pretty cells in it. That bit's all right. It's just this bit here that's looking a bit muddy. There's some bubbles. Pop. Turned into cells. All right, let's go. And I think I have torched a bit much too. I better mark where this was so I know where to put it back again. There we go. These are great, these puppy pedal pads. They catch the drips. You can mark on them where you're supposed to be. All right, let's go this corner first. I'm just going to take my time. When I did my first one like this, the black one with all those really bright colours that I just loved, I went really slowly. And after that, the next ones, I've just been kind of rushing them and not taking my time. I haven't been happy with them. I haven't done a lot with the glue and water. I kind of went back to my other pouring medium, my 3-2-1/4 mix. You would have no doubt seen some of those. But I really do like the glue and water, and it's relatively cheap too. I'm just going to get some of that off the corner there that I don't like. I'm going to hang on to that stick while I tilt because otherwise all the paint will go over. So now I can take it away. Not sure about that, but anyway, we'll leave it for now. Turn it around. Probably should have taken off a little bit more of that corner there. We'll see what happens. get the rest of it done first. Now, which way? Isn't that pretty? So many cells though, again. A lot of cells. That's too many. I can't see any background in that. It just looks like reptile skin. Maybe I can do a paw saying, reptile skin, this is how you get it. Which way will I go next? Just help that over there. Might do this corner next. The weight of my paint's here at the moment, so I'm just going to go that way. I need another stick. Actually, I'll probably use the same one, couldn't I? Reuse. Catch some paint there. Just need a little bit to fill in that side bit. Don't need a lot. I don't mind keeping that black corner, but we'll see what happens. See what I mean about stretching the middle out? You need to have it, you can't have too much paint, otherwise you can't stretch your middle out. I think I will get rid of that corner. That way I can really stretch the rest of it out. Okay. Where do I want to go next? Let's clean that edge there so I can see where the card ends. Now, so I brought the paint back into the middle, the weight of the paint back into the middle. It's starting to go a little bit muddy there, isn't it? But this is gorgeous, this bit here. Do you remember how tiny those little cells were? And now look at them. Massive. Right, I'm going to go that way. I might keep some of that, see what happens. Can't see where my canvas ends. Alright, let me just clean that off so I can see. Turn it round. Yeah, this bit here's gone a little bit muddy. I did tilt a lot off though, didn't I? I probably needed to keep it so I didn't have to stretch so much. I only had my 500, I only made up what I needed, and I did lose a lot of it off the table with that corner down there that I wasn't liking. Okay. But the colours are really pretty. My cells are really pretty. Look how big they've grown. I'm going to torch in here because as I'm stretching, those little cells that pop up can grow a little bit bigger. Just because that was quite plain. I think it needs something in there. It was, as I said, looking a little bit muddy, so I'll just torch in there and have a little bit of interest just in here. Those have popped up there, just to make that little bit of muddy area just look a little bit more attractive. Alright, so now I've only got this little bit here to do, and I don't know if I can stretch that far. Hopefully I can. If I hadn't have lost so much over the edge at the beginning with that yucky corner I didn't like, wouldn't be a problem. But now I think I might struggle a bit. Let's see how much paint I've got left. It's all sitting here at the moment. Okay, no, it's alright, I can do it. These aren't stretching too much. So I want to cover this bit, so I want the weight of the paint to be there so it can go off that edge there. And then I bring it back. Now I want that bit there, so I want the weight of the paint to go down a bit more. And then I can take that way. And that will do. I'll leave that little corner there. Bring everything back to the middle again. Check my composition. Don't mind this little stripe here on the diagonal. Okay. That's looking okay, isn't it? It is very busy. Oh, I just put my finger through there. Trying to clean the side off. Oh well, that's all right. It's just a little practice piece. Yeah, this bit's better. It's not as muddy. This bit's gone a little bit muddy. And yeah, that was my fault because I tipped too much off. And when I flipped over, I need to be more careful. I'll do it again. I have to practice flipping those cups over. Flip them over so that I get all the paint out and not like drag it. Maybe that would help. Yeah, I'll try it again. As I do, let's get some more cells coming up in here. Might as well go for it now, hey? Seems I haven't got very much background. So, what have we learned from this? Tip out your paint all at once. Don't let it sort of make a yucky blob underneath there. Keep all the paint on as much as you can without tilting it off. Don't over torch. Look at this, I've over torched now. Look at these. They're so pretty, but it's too much. My glue that I use, that's what it is. It's the glue that I use. It's very, very reactive to heat. Just, you know, a tiny little bit of light heat there and you just get heat. So cutting down on the oil. No, that's what I need to do. What do I do in that? 3 drops of oil. I'll cut down to 2 in each and maybe not even do the white and just see if that helps. Alright, so I'll do that again and see if that helps just to get some background. But if you're a person that really loves cells, then you'll probably love it. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. There we go. Pretty, pretty. Look at all those tiny little cells. All right. Yep, I will keep going with this experimenting and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.